My name is Marlene Behrmann. I'm a professor in the Department of Psychology and the Neuroscience Institute at Carnegie Mellon University. There was a very particular series of events that convinced me absolutely. So I was trained as a speech pathologist, and I worked as a speech pathologist for about 5 years with a master's degree before I went into any PhD program. So I was really a clinician kind of on the ground. And I worked mostly with adults with aphasia, with communication disorders after a stroke. What struck me the most is that if I went from person A to person B to person C, they would have similar kinds of communication disorders. Like they would have the same pattern. I mean, we know this from the literature, but it's quite a different thing when you see this before you. So there's something so rule governed about the way the brain breaks down. So I am somebody who changed careers. I was trained in a very particular field. I worked in that field, and somehow it didn't quite seem sufficiently engaging to me. And so I made a change. I went to graduate school. I was much older than the typical graduate student. I was not as good at calculus as they were. My programming skills weren't as good as their skills. But with some persistence and resilience, it turns out it's possible to do that. It's possible to learn a new field with a lot of work and a lot of commitment. And after that, graduate school was amazing. I just felt like I sort of felt like my head was expanding every day. And the most wonderful aspect of both graduate school and having this kind of scientific career is that you can determine what your own interests are, and those interests can morph over time. I strongly encourage students to pursue their interests, but also to go into these fields with eyes wide open. It's not an easy road. The amount of work is, of course, infinite. It's hard. The pressure is huge. And one's so often subject to evaluation. You submit your paper, it's rejected. So I think there is personal resilience that needs to be built into it, into this kind of career. But it is really balanced by, as I think about it, the thrill of the chase. Like there is stuff to be discovered. There is stuff to be learned.